Japan is a volcanic archipelago located at the western edge of the Pacific Ocean, where 5 tectonic plates meet. Because of this geological setting, the country has many mountains, some rising above 3,000 meters, and several active volcanoes, which give rise to numerous hot spring resorts around these mountains. Surrounded by the sea, Japan receives abundant precipitation throughout the year. Thanks to its thousands of rivers and valleys, hikers can enjoy diverse landscapes, including temperate rainforests, canyoning or shower climbing during the hot summer months, and heavy snowfall with some of the world's finest powder snow. In spring, millions of flowers delight hikers, while in autumn, red and yellow leaves take your breath away. While international tourism in Japan often focuses on historic cities, unique food culture, or pop culture such as anime and video games, we would like to introduce the beauty of the Japanese wilderness. On the other hand, a large proportion of mountaineering accident victims in Japan are international tourists. This trend is particularly evident in winter, when more than 80% of the victims are visitors from overseas, an exceptionally high figure. Many of these accidents are caused by carelessness, as well as a lack of knowledge and equipment suited to Japan's mountains and hiking conditions. We believe that proper preparation can significantly reduce these risks. With this in mind, we would like to share our experience with those who wish to explore Japan's mountains by offering guiding services and information, including resources such as this video. Let's explore Japan's hiking peaks together with Tokyo Hiking. There are many mountain ranges in Japan. In fact, about 70% of the country is covered by mountains. As a result, Japan offers virtually unlimited hiking opportunities in every corner of the country. When it comes to attractive trails that are easily accessible from Tokyo, we can focus on the following areas: Okutama, Yatsugatake, the Minami-Alps, the Kita-Alps, Joetsu, and mountain ranges in southern Tohoku such as Minami-Izu, Bandai-Azuma, Ide, Asahi, and Zao. Okutama is located in the western part of Tokyo Prefecture and is easily accessible by public transportation. The area features many peaks under 2,000 meters, making it highly suitable for beginner and intermediate hikers. While day hikes are popular, it is also possible to stay overnight at mountain huts. Located in the headwaters of the Tama River and covered with deciduous forests, Okutama offers lush greenery and dramatic gorges, especially from spring through summer. Yatsugatake lies on the border between Yamanashi and Nagano prefectures and consists of numerous peaks approaching 3,000 meters in elevation. Thanks to its easy access from the Tokyo area by both car and public transportation, the region attracts many hikers throughout the year. However, in Tokyo hiking, Yatsugatake is mainly targeted during the winter season as a stepping stone for intermediate winter hikers. Thanks to its well-developed network of mountain huts and relatively stable climate, hikers can enjoy a safer challenge in winter climbing. The Minami-Alps, known as the Southern Japanese Alps, also lie on the border between Yamanashi and Nagano prefectures, but are located farther west, between the Fuji River system and the Kiso River system. It boasts Japan's second highest peak, Mount Kita or Kita-Alps, along with many other peaks rising above 3,000 meters. The northern part consists of Mount Kita, Mount Ino, Mount Senjo, and Mount Kaikoma, attracting large numbers of hikers during the summer season, but booking mountain huts to fit one's itinerary can be quite difficult. The southern part consists of Mount Shiomi, Mount Akaishi, Mount Hijiri, and Mount Tekari, offering rewarding hikes with fewer hikers and a strong sense of remoteness deep in the wilderness. However, access takes much longer, and booking mountain huts remains challenging. The Northern Alps are the largest mountain range in Japan and attract hikers from all over the country and abroad. As a result, the area becomes extremely crowded during the summer season. For this reason, Tokyo Hiking does not consider the Northern Alps to be the best choice for experienced guests seeking a quieter experience. Nevertheless, the region is undeniably beautiful, which is why so many hikers flock there, and there are still routes that allow you to enjoy the mountains away from the crowds. The Northern Alps consist of several subranges, including the Yari-Hotaka Range, the Tsurugi-Tateyama Range, and the Ushiro-Tateyama Range, known as the Gotate. Among these, the Yari-Hotaka Range and its main trailhead, Kamakochi, are extremely crowded, and we normally try to avoid them unless our guests specifically request a visit. In other words, by knowing where to go, and where not to, we can enjoy quiet hikes even in the Northern Alps. Joetsu is located on the border between Gunma and Niigata prefectures and is home to the iconic Mount Tanigawa. Due to its position along the watershed of Honshu, Japan's main island, the region receives massive snowfall in winter. Over time, its peaks and valleys have been sculpted by snow and ice, creating a dramatic alpine landscape despite elevations remaining below 2,000 meters. Tokyo Hiking recommends Sanobori, or shower climbing, in Joetsu during the summer season, ideally combined with an overnight stay at a riverside campsite. It is a true adventure, far removed from civilization, offering an extraordinary experience and unforgettable memories in Japan. It is not easy to talk about the Tohoku region and sum it up in just a few sentences. It is a vast area, occupying nearly 20% of Japan's landmass, consisting of 6 large prefectures and thousands of mountains across diverse climate zones. To be honest, we at Tokyo Hiking have explored only a tiny portion of this region, and it would be impossible to discover it all within a single lifetime. Nevertheless, Tohoku is our favorite area thanks to its remoteness, fewer hikers, untouched nature, and its rich food culture and onsen retreats. Starting from the greater Tokyo area, the southern part of Tohoku offers excellent hiking destinations thanks to relatively easy access. For example, Mount Uchi and Minami-Aizu, Mount Bandai and Mount Iden-Aizu, and Mount Zhou in southern Yamagata are all highly attractive throughout the year. Sanobori in summer and snowshoe hiking in winter are among our favorites, though our activities are not limited to these. If you are new to hiking in Japan and ask us for destination advice for your first trip, we will most likely recommend some in southern Tohoku. We are often asked, what clothing is suitable? Or what equipment do I need to bring? And these are, in fact, the right questions to ask. Clothing and equipment are extremely important, as Japan's climate is highly diverse and experiences significant precipitation throughout the year. Because appropriate clothing can be critical, especially in winter, Tokyo Hiking offers high-quality rental clothing to help ensure a comfortable and safe trip. First of all, clothing is the most important factor, just as in any other outdoor sport. It is based on a layering system consisting of underwear or base layer, insulation or mid-layer, and an outer shell. The base layer is actually the most important part of your clothing system. If it performs poorly, even expensive, high-end shells will be useless. A base layer should be quick-drying or made of merino wool, which keeps you warm even when wet. We recommend long sleeves and long johns even in summer, as they help wick away sweat and keep your body dry. Please remember never to wear cotton, whether in summer or winter, as it does not dry while wearing it once it gets wet. The insulation layer, or mid-layer, is usually made of fleece, typically polyester. This layer traps air between your skin and the shell, helping to retain warmth. If you feel too warm, simply remove the shell to allow ventilation. In the summer season, bottoms can be lightweight hiking pants made from stretchy materials. But the same applies always, it shall not be made of cotton. In Japan, the outer shell must be waterproof and, ideally, breathable, such as those made with well-known Gore-Tex materials. It is often unavoidable to hike in the rain, sometimes heavy rain, so we normally use high-quality rainwear as our outer shell. You can wear soft shell or down jackets if you like, but we believe the layering system described above is sufficient for all seasons by adjusting the thickness of each layer. Hiking situations, we usually do not change clothes, including underwear, as they are made from anti-odor and antibacterial materials. In my personal case, I normally bring a spare pair of socks, shorts, and a t-shirt. You may bring additional clothing to suit your needs, but please be mindful to minimize the weight and bulk of your backpack. For headwear, almost anything is fine in the summer season. Caps, hats, and bandanas can all be used, choose whatever you like. In winter, however, a beanie is always necessary, and a balaclava is often recommended to protect your head, ears, and face from cold winds. In winter hiking that involves the use of crampons, a safety helmet is often required. Normally, a balaclava is worn under the helmet, without a beanie. For eyewear, sunglasses are recommended year-round, and ski goggles are highly recommended during snowstorms. For hikers who use contact lenses, one-day disposable lenses are strongly recommended. It is also helpful to bring wet wipes and a small mirror to put in or remove your lenses in places where facilities are limited. Gloves are critically important for winter hiking. Poor quality gloves can often lead to frostbite and make it difficult to continue hiking in cold temperatures. The concept of layering also applies to gloves. We normally recommend a 2-layer system, a fleece inner layer and a waterproof outer layer. Especially for beginners, mittens can be a good option, as you can feel much warmer than 5-finger gloves. Hiking shoes are one of the most important pieces of equipment for hiking. If you ask me what I would take if I could bring only one thing to the mountains, it would be a pair of hiking shoes. Ideally, they should have a bootie made from breathable materials, again, such as Gore-Tex fabrics, because we have a lot of rain in Japan, as well as puddles and river crossings along trails. In reality, during the rainy season and the hot, sweaty summer that follows, it is often unavoidable to walk with wet shoes, with or without a Gore-Tex bootie. However, this should definitely be avoided on winter hikes. Tokyo Hiking offers high-quality rental shoes from the Montbell brand with a Gore-Tex bootie. However, because proper shoe sizing is more difficult than clothing, and hiking in ill-fitting shoes can be quite painful, we would rather recommend bringing your own shoes to Japan, especially for multi-day hikes. We also offer rental backpacks for your hiking adventure in Japan. A backpack is the bulkiest piece of equipment for hiking, so this service should be helpful for most of our guests. For hikes ranging from a day hike to a 3-day hike without camping, that is, staying overnight at mountain huts, a 40-liter backpack is sufficient. In fact, carrying a well-packed backpack larger than 45 liters can be quite challenging for beginners and intermediate hikers. Therefore, it is highly recommended to keep your gear packed within 40 liters. Mobile phone, headlamp, portable lantern, power bank, sunscreen, personal medication, mosquito net, emergency bivy, maps, and wet wipes. These small but essential items should be packed in a Ziploc bag. A Ziploc bag is a lightweight, waterproof, and cost-effective stuff sack, which I often use for packing. You can choose any trail food you like. What you like is especially important, as it can be difficult to eat much when you are tired or exhausted. I personally tried many energy bars from different brands, but I always carried back without even a single bite. That's useless. Always bring foods you enjoy and can easily carry for a couple of days, so you can eat comfortably whenever you need to. Ziploc will help you to pack the trail food too. Personally, I bring goma senbei, or sesame rice crackers, as I am a rice lover. They also make a great companion with a beer in the evening. If you would like to enjoy camping during your hiking adventure, we will do our best to support you. We need to carry at least one tent for the group, a sleeping bag for each participant, a gas stove, a set of cookware, eating utensils, and a water jug sufficient for both drinking and cooking. As a result, a 40-liter backpack will be fully loaded even in the summer season. For winter camping, a 60-liter backpack is required to accommodate a larger sleeping bag and warm clothing. Water is always a major concern during a hiking adventure. If you run short of water, it can quickly turn into a serious situation. Water weighs 1 kilogram per liter, which is physics we cannot change. Therefore, deciding how much water to carry and where you can refill it are always important questions, especially on multi-day hikes. In summer, when it is very hot and humid in Japan, a minimum of 2 liters per person per day should be carried. For strenuous hikes, 4 liters is a safer option. If you stay overnight while camping without a water supply, 1 additional liter will be needed for cooking. Water is the single heaviest item in your backpack, so a well-planned water strategy is key to a comfortable hiking adventure in Japan. Japan has a highly developed public transportation system, which we are very proud of. As a result, it is generally possible to access most major trailheads of popular hiking peaks by public transportation. However, for international tourists who hike as part of their travel itinerary, often arriving from airports or hotels with large suitcases, accessing trailheads by car can still be more convenient. Therefore, pick up and drop off by car is our standard option at Tokyo hiking. However, we may choose or combine public transportation options depending on the hiking routes. Due to the recent boom and hype surrounding hiking in Japan, approximately 10 million people, about 9% of the population, regularly enjoy hiking. During the high season, it is therefore extremely difficult to secure reservations at mountain huts, even at campsites, which often need to be booked well in advance. Honshu Island is home to Asiatic black bears, while Hokkaido Island has grizzly bears so-called higuma. Bears are generally cautious animals and tend to avoid encounters with humans, so there is usually no need to worry too much. However, in cases of sudden, unexpected encounters, especially when a bear is with its cubs, they may become aggressive in order to protect themselves. It is highly recommended to carry a bear bell or a cowbell to make your presence known. Bear spray can be helpful in the worst case, although I have never needed to use it despite encountering black bears many times. The best precaution is to hike in a group rather than alone. Hiking adventures in Japan require a bit of careful preparation, but the effort is well worth it. In return, you are rewarded with extraordinary experiences far removed from the crowds of international tourism. On the way to the trailheads, you can enjoy unique local cuisine, relax in soothing hot spring retreats, and encounter local festivals where you can experience everyday life as it is lived by local people. We believe that hiking is not only about walking the trails, but about the entire journey, from the approach to the mountains to the moment the adventure comes to an end. We hope you enjoy the very best hiking experience in Japan.